is Laura, who has kindly agreed to talk to us about horses in the heat. Laura has a vet practice in Kent. We thought we would use her veterinary expertise to help people with some ideas and suggestions with how to look after your horses in this heat wave that we're having. What would you say are the things that people need to look out for when they, if a horse is getting really hot? What are the signs of heat stroke?
If a horse is getting really hot, obviously initially you've got the sweating. They'll often look quite sort of fatigued, tired, just sort of not their normal bright self. They'll often be breathing quite heavily, sort of laboured breathing, and might look sort of quite weak on their feet, and just generally not very happy in themselves.
Okay, but then that would be probably quite extreme
That
for
would
horses to get to
that would be quite
in that state.
extreme.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're riding, it would generally be sort of, obviously they're tiring a lot quicker than normal. Taking longer to get their breath back after, sort of if they jump around the jumps, they'll probably take a little bit longer to recover.
Yeah.
They'd be sort of the main things, obviously excessive sweating, things like that. But you just sort of generally find that they fatigue a lot quicker than you would normally expect.
Is there any things that you could recommend? Like if you're, for instance, where you've been on camp today, it's been quite warm, it's been quite sunny. There's a lot of horses that have also travelled for a while before they've then been ridden. Is there kind of anything you can do to avoid, that overheating to then turn into a heat stroke? What would you kind of recommend?
I was really impressed with how my two travelled today. I hosed them down cold water before they left. I've also got a couple of little rechargeable fans that I put in the trailer. They generally have electrolytes over the hot weather anyway, so I sort of did as much as I could before I left the yard this morning. They travelled up here. One of them, you wouldn't have even known it was hot. The other one was slightly sort of sweaty around, sort of just where she'd obviously been leaning against the partition and things. So she came off really nicely. They went in the stables. They had, lots of water to drink. They picked at hay and things. Then I got on and rode the slightly warmer one. We're really lucky today. There was a nice breeze. We had a nice slow warm up. Didn't sort of hammer her too hard. We were in a nice group, so we sort of jumped around. Then we had a nice breather while sort of everyone else jumped around. So sort of lots of rest along the way. And then afterwards, obviously walked her off, took her back to the stables, untacked her, hosed her down, lots and lots of water, and sort of